You want to create stunning, amazing lead generation funnels like this, however, quite not sure how to create on Go High Level, then make sure that you watch this video till the end because I'm going to teach you everything from scratch so that you can follow me during the process. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the part one of the entire course. Going forward, we're also going to create forms, thank you pages, calendar booking pages, and the automation that is going to be a part of this funnel. If you do not know about this tool, the tool is called GoHighLevel. GoHighLevel is the all-in-one marketing tool that is required for any kind of business. Does not matter whether you're a small business, you have a marketing agency, or you're planning to create your own SaaS business by using GoHighLevel tech stack at the back end and white labeling it as in your own name, right? So if you're someone who is interested to learn more about GoHighLevel and use it for your business, and if you haven't used it yet, then make sure that you click on the link below to sign up for it, which is an affiliate link and helps me as a business to grow. Because once you sign up for it, I'll get to know and you'll be getting free, amazing funnels worth thousands of dollars into your account. Right. Thank you so much. To know more about this, right, you can just click on the link below and you will be able to get to know that. But who am I to teach you regarding funnels, design, conversion, and everything? Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Pritam. I run a Go High Level web design agency from India. We cater to clients using Go High Level across the world. We have served more than 60 plus clients and built over 200 plus custom design projects, right? And yeah, if you want to know more about us, just go to pritam.com. You will be able to learn more there, or you can also go ahead and check my Facebook where I'm super active and sharing all my work, all my details, and also interacting with all of you guys, right? So thank you so much. Let's get back to designing this stunning funnel. So this is a lead generation funnel, which basically means the whole motive of this landing page is to generate leads, right? And I'm going to show you and explain to you that what I did, how I did, and why you should be doing this from a customer psychology and standpoint of view, right? It's super important to know what the customer is thinking and why we are doing what we are doing it. Just a nice looking landing page might not work. A conversion oriented, nice looking landing page is the way to go, right? So let's go ahead and let's get started with this. First of all, you need to have a GoHighLevel account if you have not signed up below. If you already have it, go to a sub account because you cannot create landing pages or funnels inside your agency view. So once you go to your sub accounts, you need to go to sites. As you can see here, something called as sites. Then automatically open a funnel and then to click on create new funnel. So once a funnel is created, then it's going to ask you to create steps, which is what we are going to do. So this entire funnel is going to be a three-step funnel because we're going to have the home page, which is this one. Then we're going to have a thank you page, which is also the appointment booking page. And then we can also add appointment confirmation page, but that depends whether we should do doing it or not. But let's proceed with this one. And we're also going to add automations to it. So that's going to be in the automations part just above the sides, but that's for the later parts, right? So let's get started and let's create a step. And this is going to be our home step. So we can write this as home page, right? And this is going to be the path, which basically means if you go to pritam.bhadra.com, this is the domain. The path can be, let's say, home, or it can be portfolio, right? So the extra extension that you see here, let's say portfolio path, right, or whatever access or consultation or whatever it is, right, is called as the path, which is what is going to be attached to your domain. So here, what I want to do is from a conversion oriented point, I don't want it to be a home page or a demo page, something like that. I want them to see this. If they see it, then I want it to speak an action, which is going to be get access, right? I want that because this I mean, you might not be thinking about it consciously, but subconsciously, you'll be like, okay, get access. This is where I can get access, right? This is where I can enter into the system and I can get this thing, whether for free or paid or whatever it is, right? That's why I want to even focus and dial down on these small things, right? So once you have that ready, click on create funnel step, right? So now it's going to create that funnel step, and I'm going to show you how to do this literally from scratch. You're going to create a blank, creating a new plan, which is going to be a blank screen, like a blank canvas, and then I'm going to explain you everything. By the way, if you're new to this channel and if you haven't watched my earlier videos, then I'll highly recommend that once you complete this series, make sure you watch the other videos as well. This is a place where you learn about the Go High Level Builder, the landing page, customer psychology, design, copywriting, strategy, everything which relates to the marketing field built on the Go High Level platform as a base, right? So let's get started to this. So it might just take a few seconds to load, and you can see it's already loading in, right? So once it loads in, it's going to present you this blank canvas. Literally nothing in it. We're not going to use any kind of templates because templates, let's accept the fact they are not that great. But in case you want to know more about the templates that we design as a professional web design agency is focused on Go High Level, then you must be looking forward for our domain that's going to come up as ghltemplateshop.com, right? But till then, we're going to focus on custom builds, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So if you I can see here, all these things on the top is where you can change everything on the entire landing page. So whatever you change here literally gets changed on the entire landing page. Okay. And then you have two kinds of version. One is the desktop mode, and then you have the mobile mode. So Go High Level currently supports the desktop version, which is where you can use your desktop and laptop, and then it also supports mobile because let's get this straight. Almost 98 to 99% of the traffic is going to come from these two modes, and majorly the mobile mode. So you should always be focusing on mobile as well, which I'm going to do in this video. So once we are done with this, then you can see here this is versions, and this is going to be height settings, which basically means that whatever element you're choosing from, you're going to see that in there, right? This is for preview. So once you have done something, you can preview it, you can save this, and you can publish this. So the good part about publishing is that you can still keep working and keep saving your work, and it won't get published to your live domain. So let's say I'm working on PritamBhadra.com, and let's say I want to change this and I want to name them, let's say, funnels and landing pages, right? But let's say I'm not yet confirmed yet. So what I'll do is I'll go proceed forward, I'll save it, but I'll not publish it. So till the time I do not publish it, it won't reflect the change on the live website. For that, it has to have a live domain, of course. In case it has it, then unless and until you click on publish, it won't get into the real world. So I've had a few people ask me and ask in the Go High Level group as well that, hey, I'm making all these changes. I can see that inside the builder, but I do not see it when I am getting into my live domain or my live landing page, is because you haven't clicked on publish. This was a recent change introduced, and I would say it's a very smart move because all professional website and builders, landing page designers use this because it's not a cakewalk to design these kind of long form landing pages, right? So yeah, I think that's a very good choice. So let's proceed forward and let's add a proper full width section, right? So let's get rid of all these things. By the way, all the links are in the description in case you want to check out. Please go through them. That will be helpful, right? First things first, if you have not gone through my earlier tutorials, then you might be new to this, but I'm going to teach you everything from scratch. But if you're already my student and you've already gone through all my tutorials earlier, then you know what exactly is the structure or the wireframe for this, right? The wireframe of this is very simple. You need to be able to build wireframes in your mind, without a hit and trial method or without drawing and sketching on let's say Figma or even on notebook, right? So you need to be able to understand that this is one section or a single row column with an image on the left hand side. This is a one row, two column structure with all the content here is on the left hand side and this image on the right hand side, and that's how it's being placed, right? So that's the structure that we are going to follow. So let's proceed forward and let's add one column, right? And this is exactly where we're going to add the logo. So to add the logo, we're going to add an image. Sorry, not the logo, the image actually. So we got the image here, right? So it just looks too big. As you can see here, you will be having all the settings. I just want to decrease the size a bit. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I want to turn off optimization. So always turn off the optimization, because what Go High Level does is, which is in the right sense, of course, that if you add a very high graphic, which is a heavy graphic, let's say 2 MB, 5 MB, right? And this is optimized load, then what happens is it reduces the speed of the page. So landing page speed decreases, even though GoHighLevel has a very advanced and high speed server. So this landing page speeds are tremendously amazing. But if you intentionally add all these heavy files, then it's not going to make your site faster. So in order to reduce that and curb that, GoHighLevel introduced this. However, it also reduces the quality for that fact. So we do not want that. So what you want to do is whenever you create an image, right, or you want to upload the design, what you need to go is you need to go to compresspng.com. When you go to compresspng.com, you need to upload all your PNG or JPEG or whatever your files are. And once you upload them, then you need to compress them. What happens is when you compress these files, then the quality remains the same, but the size or the weight of these files get reduced by significantly, right? It can be it can I have seen even 90% of reduction of this weight, which is amazing, right? So yeah, just always turn this off and then upload it. Okay. So first things first, we're gonna have a logo in there, which is a hues. Let's get the logo straight up, ladies and gentlemen, and then we're gonna add all these things as well. So we're going to first thing we're going to add is the hues logo, and we just want to make sure that this is left aligned and it has, let's say, a width of 200. I think 200 is way too much. I'll probably just add a 500, which is good for now. And then we're going to have this entire section, which is, this is in one section only, but this is going to be a one row, two column where this all this content is in one column and this one is in the second column. Okay, I hope that's clear. In case you're not, just feel free to write a comment in the description. I'll make sure that I respond to that and respond with a good answer. Right. First things first, what we need to do is we need to add these texts, right? And let's understand what are these texts. So these are pop-ins. I love pop-ins, right? It's a very neat and clean font. So what you can do here is you can see all these things, and I already told you that if you make any changes on these tabs, right, then it's going to impact the entire landing page. So I'm going to proceed forward and click on typography, and I want to make sure that by default it has Montserrat. Montserrat is also a nice font, but I'll just make sure that it is Poppins for now, right? So I just added Poppins here, and also make sure the content font is Poppins. It just looks nicer. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a subheading, and then I'm going to add those text, right? I want to add those text, and then I'm going to make sure that this is also left aligned. Probably looks a bit too much when it comes to, because it's only 16 pixels, as you can see here. But if you're asking me that, hey, what is this font checker? Font checker is an extension, Chrome extension. You can just go to Chrome and just download font checker, and then you will be able to check the fonts as well. Right, so this is 23, already way above than what we wanted. So just want to make sure this is 16. Sweet 16, then we're going to proceed forward and add the hero line, right? So what you need to understand is that every single landing page, right, needs to have a hero image, needs to have a main headline which attracts, and then a headline should be supported by a sub headline as to why and how can we help them, right? And then this is just to make sure that the right people understand this or go through it, which is social media. In case you want to know more about social media strategy and all of that, then only you should be looking forward in this landing page. That's what it says. This is the main offering, which is unlock the secrets of social media marketing success. And how do we unlock it? And how can we back our claims, right? How can we support our claims? Is through that headline, which is with 10 proven tactics for small businesses that help us generate over $1 million a month to our client. Now, this is a template that we have designed, but all our thought process, all our copywriting strategy is included in this template itself. So when we sell templates to somebody, we're not just selling templates, we are giving an all-in-one comprehensive thing, which you can use to learn, modify, and then implement on your own. Do it yourself thing, but you get all our expertise into one bundle. So that's amazing, right? So yeah, then we're going to add this one, and then we have a button here which has an hover effect, and then there's something I call it as a trust builder, because when you have these things, it builds up the trust, which basically means that you're showcasing people in there, which are probably your clients or people that you have worked with, you have served, or people who have already bought your thing, whatever you're trying to sell, right? And then we're also showing that this is a stellar 4.9 out of 5 rating, and we have customers across the globe, right? That's what it's trying to say. I'll come back to the image once we complete this, and yeah, let's go ahead and let's do that. So now we're going to click there, and I'm going to add a headline basically. And then once I add the headline, I want to make sure that I'm using the right fonts, because the font sizes selection is super important. You might not think that that's a lot, but that is actually, and it can make and break how things look on the internet, ladies and gentlemen, right? So always make sure that you're focusing on fonts. And if you think that you did everything right, but still not looking the way it should have, then chances are that you are using the wrong font, or I would say the wrong font weight, right? Okay, this didn't work out really well, but I'm going to make it work out. No worries, sometimes this happens, and I'm going to make sure that this gets added as a single line, right? That help us generate over $1 million a month for our clients. Awesome. In that case, it also has a check mark, so just to click on correct. This is again, I believe, is a play of psychology, because you want to make sure that, hey, this is approved, this is checked, right? So this is how you need to play with the mind, or focus on conversion, if I have to say like that. So this is almost 18 pixels. So I just want to make sure that this is 18. You get what it is, yes. And if you see here, I've also highlighted two very important things, which is 10 proven tactics. So what you get is you get 10 proven tactics, right? Of our experience having been able to generate $1 million a month for our client, right? That's the claim. This is the claim, and this is how we are going to support the claim. And even in that, I'm going to highlight the things that you exactly know how I'm going to deliver what I'm saying very loudly on the landing page, right? That's what I'm going to do. So, yeah. So I'm just going to select that. Okay, let me get that straight. Select that. Boom. That's done. Over $1 million a month. That's done as well. Awesome. So we're done with all these things, and then we're going to add a button there. Beautiful red glowing button. And then just check here button, right? And you got the button as well, which is green, but no worries. And then you have this thing as well, which is okay. Let me get the first headline first. And for this, what you're going to use is we're going to have something called as feature image, right? Or image feature. What this basically does is it gives you the option to have an image on the left hand side and text on the right hand side. And by the way, this can also be reversed. So I believe it's in the themes or probably in the advanced. I generally don't do it. Uh, yeah, this is where I did, because I remember I did it somewhere. This is where it's going to be. Okay, if that option still exists. Okay, cool. Let's add these details. Okay, this is where going to be the subject line, which is still sell our customers. Awesome. By the way, we also have clients across the globe, because GoHighLevel is a widely used tool across the globe. And if you're someone who is yet to use it, kindly consider subscribing to GoHighLevel through our account, through our link, because let me help you understand that you're going to get a lot of things when it comes to funnels, and that's worth thousands of dollars that we normally charge. But we're going to give it because a token of recommendations, a token of appreciation that you bought it from us. So thank you so much for that. Right. But anyway, let's proceed forward and let's see how to make things work. Okay. I probably think this was also. So what you can do is you can first select the text and make it look smaller, look bigger, and all of that jazz. All of that jazz is actually possible. So I think this is not 70%. This is probably going to be 60%, right? And then this is not going to be 24. I'll just make it 16. I'll just make it 14 in there. Right, so that's what I'm going to do for this one. And also, if you see here, make sure that you take care of the spaces. There are some default spacing out there, so you definitely want to take care of the spacing, otherwise it might just not look good. So currently I'm trying to adjust the buttons, and you can see here button alignment, right? You have the desktop and the mobile mode as well, but I'm just going to align it towards the left. Now it looks a bit cluttered because we have not worked on the spacing. Spacing is super important when you're trying to design landing pages, because spacing makes it look good. It makes it look good because people can read it easily and understand it, and so can you, right? As you can understand it and you can make it look good, then you have to work on the spacing, which is super important. But I see a lot of people not focusing on it, and guess what? Even they've put in hours of effort, weeks of effort, even months into their funnels and website, but just because they're not focusing on the basic things, they are not able to get it. But you know what? Basics are super crucial because the premiumness is in the detailing, which hardly a few people do. But when you're in my channel, you will be able to learn this because I'm going to teach you this. Right. So in the bold one, make sure that you select the color red. I mean, just the color that I want to choose. You can choose what you want. It's totally up to you guys. Okay. Um, okay, then background color is green, but it has to be red, right? And then what it has to be is it has to say that get instant access now. Again, that's super important. I could just write and I could just leave it click to sign up, but what I'm writing here is I'm writing get instant access now. The reason why I'm saying this because, and the reason why this is red compared to all the colors is because it's popping out, right? It's something that you can make of it. This is an important part, important section. This is popping out. It also has a hover effect. So when you click on this, you're probably going to get a pop-up with a form where you can fill in your details so that you can get what you wanted to, which is this ebook or whatever it is, right? So that's what it needs to be, and that's how you need to use colors and use to differentiate its importance from the entire landing page of the canvas. Okay, I hope that was helpful. In that case, go to this advanced. Make sure that you have a border. The reason why we want to have a border is because we want to wrap this thing up and make it look good. So this is going to we'll choose 100, and this is going to be get instant access now. Okay, so let's go to general and let's click on get instant access now, and then awesome. So I think we got the most of these things. Now I need to work on the spacing a bit. Sorry about that. I just need to rectify this. Boom, we got our landing page back. Okay, cool. This happens from some time. That's fine. Okay, now we're gonna add like a 20 pixel padding on this. And the same goes for this. I'm going to add a 20 pixel, sorry, a margin on this. There's a difference between, they have a lot of options there, but I just want to add 20 pixel margin on this. Same goes for this. I just want to add a 20 pixel margin on this. And the reason why not 10, 20, 10 is fine because they already have a lot of margin, as you can see here on left and right. So yeah, I don't want to make any of the change. I think that it's all good. So yeah, but if you see there, it has a gradient effect to it, which is because of CSS. Now, how many of you do not know how to use CSS to have this gradient effect? Raise your hands. I'm just joking, guys. It's actually, I've given you the entire video, the tutorial, the presentation, as well as the code where you can just copy and paste it. It is there already in it's actually in there in my playlist. Just go to my playlist of my channel and you will see all my CSS videos are there. Okay, I just want to make sure that I grab the color properly. Again, this is an extension that I'm using, guys. So just use any extension that can help you, pick colors. Okay, so I'm using this because I want to add a bold color here, right? Awesome, it looks amazing. I just want to make sure that I've added some spacing. If not, I just want to add 20 pixel to it, right? And then this one I'm going to make it, but let's go ahead and get the code. Awesome, guys. So we actually got the code already. As you can see here, I told you all the top these bars or whatever the bars are in there or the icons are, right? It actually controls everything on the landing page. So when you click on this brush thing, like painting and all, right? It says custom CSS. That's exactly where you want to add the coding there. So you add the coding there, which basically I'm going to explain you the code as well, which normally I don't, but I'll just explain you in this case. So basically what you're doing is creating a linear gradient at 145-degree with these color codes, which are going to be layered one after the other. And that's how it's going to be there. Make sure that you use WebKit, Moz, website, and all of that, just to make sure it's compatible to all websites and everything, right? In most of the cases, it should work out, but did I save that? I didn't save it. So make sure you save it as well. Super important, otherwise you will lose the code. So save it, and here you go. It looks freaking beautiful. I like it. I hope you like it too. I guess we are done on the first column. Now we're going to proceed on the second column, which is going to be obviously an image, right? So we're going to add an image in this case. Again, let's turn off image optimization. Now this is what we call it. Let me take myself on the left hand side there. Right. Now what you want to do in this case is you want to create a hero image, right? What exactly is a hero image? An hero image, as it states, is an image that kind of represents, grabs attention of people or your visitors, and represent what you're trying to sell or trying to do. So what my take on this is that you need to tell visual stories. You need to be able to tell people what exactly is this about and how this can benefit them, and this would also attract their attention because that's super important. Now tell me one thing, right? So let me make it like full 100% of the size, right? So when you open the landing page, this is what it appears, right? This is what appears and what you see on your landing page, right? And here you can have everything on this side, but you do not have an attractive image, and not just any image, right? You just can't put any model in there, but any kind of attractive image that gives out information and tells a visual story. The way to do it is, if you only focus on this photo, are you able to understand and tell me what exactly this page is all about? Let's forget all the text that we did right on the left hand side. Only focus on this image. So whatever you say, see here, get instant, all this is the image. So you should be able to tell me that what exactly this photo does, okay, or this landing page is all about by seeing this hero image. That's how you decide what the hero image is, and that's how you design stunning hero images, right? So first of all, it's an attractive lady here, and she is looking at at her laptop, at her phone. Probably, I mean, the reaction can be of anything, but since we're using the social media icons, probably it has to do something with social media and something exciting, exclusive, an opportunity, a gift, or something like that. That's the expression that's coming out. That's what you understand and think when you see a photo like this with somebody holding a phone and getting excited on this, or having a laptop on his or her lap. Right. The second thing you see is social media icons, which probably means that this is something with social media ranking, social media exploration, right? And then it says about get instant access now, which basically means that somebody somewhere is trying to sell something or give them an access to something, right? And then it says sign up today, which basically is a call to action hidden in the image, right? And then you have actionable strategies, tailor-made, proven success. These are the important points which helps make a decision without even going through the copy of the entire landing page. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do it. This is basically a small testimonial by Lara Jones, which is an imaginary figure, but you have to add it here because it says comprehensive and practical and has a 5 star. When you see all of this, it gives you a lot of information in your subconscious mind and tells you what it can be. And if you're somebody who is looking forward to it, or you want something similar to this, then will have that curiosity in yourself to explore more about the headline, the entire landing page. If this grabs your attention, then you're most likely going to scroll and see what the other content on the landing page is. Then you probably will make a decision. But if you only see this, even then you can make a successful decision because we're literally doing everything we can to help it convert. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you design high conversion oriented landing pages and funnels. I hope that I'm teaching you well. Okay, cool. I hope that you're able to understand that why exactly we do this. And let me tell you, this design came up after, I guess, 8th or 9th iteration, which means that we had designs as a hero image, and this is the 9th time we designed it because we're just not happy about it, right? So till the time we're not happy about it, I don't let it pass to the client, right? So that's how it works. But yeah, so now we want to add this hero image, and we already have that hero image done and dusted, and that's here, right? I also want to make sure that I take all the spacing out. So you will see there'll be a lot of spacing in there. So I just want to make sure that I take all the spacing out there, because this spacing can create issues because we want to be pixel perfect, like no one else, right? So as you can see here, this is a kind of a trust. I mean, it's about the clients that you have worked with or they have worked with. So it says trusted by 100+ businesses, and then you have some good icons in there. Again, these are not colorful icons because hey, the background is blue, so you cannot have a colorful icons on blue. In that case, it will not have enough contrast to be able to significantly visual or visible to your naked eyes, right? So, and even if you wear glasses, even then it's not going to help, right? So you want to have contrast, and to have the contrast, the darker background, you want to have something lighter. Let's just make all the logos white. It should be your first thinking as a web designer, as a funnel designer, as someone who specializes in this. Okay, that's the reason why you should have lighter color logos, or probably just white logos. Okay, the second thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to create a section which is going to be of only white, not entire white. I generally don't do this, but I'm going to explain you why you should do this as well. Right. So first of all, just make sure that the spacing is 0. As you can see here, the spacing still remains for the columns, right? I want to make sure that that is already taken care of. So that should be 0. Then the next thing comes is the column. So let's make sure the column bottom padding is also 0. Now everything looks good. Okay, let me just take things. Okay, now you still have this section, right? Padding 20. I just want to make sure that I take 0 that as well. The reason why I'm doing this because I want to show that this hero image is resting on a slab on a solid base, right? Because you need to create section-wise transition, which means that section dividers are super important. That will create a seamless flow of sections, which will make it look symmetrically nice, and it will be soothing to your eyes. That's how you design nice and beautiful layouts. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to create, you're going to take this section, add this color. So just want to grab that color here as well. So I just got this color here, and then I want to add this on the background color in there. As you can see here, I just added that color. Okay, the color already exists as it says, that's fine. And then I'm going to make sure that I make other changes here as well. Awesome. So what we need to do is we already got the colors in there. So we'll proceed forward and we'll go to advanced section because we want to make sure that they're rounded, edges are curved. So just go to borders, make it full border, make it sure it's 1 pixel, and then add the same color for that, because it's super important that everything is just tied up nicely and properly. So as you can see here, this rests perfectly, right? And now I want to add these text and these logos. The reason why instead of using a row column, I'm using a smaller width section is because a width section will have the ability to entertain and add multiple columns, including one only text and multiple images for the logos, but still it can retain a single background color because all the elements are wrapped inside one section. So that's the way to go. Okay, now I want to add a text, and let me just take the text. This is going to be the text, and there I'm probably going to add a column there. As you can see here, everything is enclosed inside it, and that's the reason why I'm using this. Okay, I'm going to make sure that this is the color here is light blue. Right, I'll probably just want to grab something of my own. Yeah, this looks nicer. I'm going to add this. Perfect. 100 plus businesses, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 image icons. So I'm just going to add like 5 icons in there. Amazing. So let me help you understand how to restructure this again. Right. So first we have already added the text here. Then we have added a 5 image column. So basically is a 5 column row, right? And we're going to add an image on all these things. So we've added an image, and as you can see here, the image is in there. Turn off the optimization. Also, I don't want, as you can see here, there is some spacing on the left hand side and right hand side, so I don't want it to stick to the corners. So what I want to do is I want to select that row, and I'm going to probably add a 20 pixel padding in there and 20 pixel padding on the right hand side as well, right? And then I'm going to make sure that I add all the logos, and then I'll make further adjustments. So I'm going to grab all the logos in there. You don't have to be very specific about it. In case if you want to, that's up to your choice. But yeah, I'm going to copy these logos and this is going to add everywhere. Awesome. So I just added all the logos. They look good, but they are not, they need to be changed. So I'm going to add other logos too. I'll also be teaching you probably an example of proportion. You will be able to understand that how to make it sure everything looks good, even if there are, the sizing, the shapes are different, even how to make sure that everything looks proper and properly aligned. Okay. Awesome. So as you can see here, this does not look good. This does not look what I want, right? As you can see here, this is like so beautifully placed. But this is like one bigger, one smaller, one lengthier, one shorter, one, you know not the way, not the right thing. So basically what we are looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is we want everything to be of the same height. Does not matter whether it's a circle, it's a square, it's a chain, it's a flash, whatever it is. And this is a mistake I see on a lot of landing pages and website, and not just on Go High Level but others too, because there's nothing about Go High Level. It's about design principle and web design UI principles, that hey, everything when under in a line, if they are of the same height, then it looks better because it looks more smoother and to our eyes, because our eyes is like a geometrical, it's trying to make sure that everything fits under a geometric structure, right? So in order to fill that, you have to make sure that everything has a certain height to it. Okay, so the height here is going to be, let's say, 60. Okay, probably 60 is a lot. Probably I'll just make it 50. Is 50 a lot as well? 30. No, not 30. Let's make it 40. Okay. Let's take 40. Let's make sure everything is 40 height. So what will that do is that will actually get everyone aligned to that same height. So even if they have different shapes, they see, they now look that everyone is aligned. Everyone is like, in a straight aligned. Everyone just got so disciplined in life, right? And the way they get disciplined in life is that you forcefully ask them to get disciplined by having 40 pixels of height recommended or forcefully done, right? That's how you do it. Okay, I think we're all good to go, but I want to make sure that all the paddings are not that huge because they don't look good at all. And probably I also want to have this, let's say 5, and the same goes for this. I think we're good to go, but I don't know, probably we can change something here as well. So if you see here, there is individual spacing in there. So what you can do here is you can just go to every single image and you can just replace that. Or as a more intelligent web designer, what you could have done, which I didn't, is you could have just made all changes in one image and then copied it so that the same settings could have been done. So it takes time, right? That's okay. But you learn as you grow, which is fine. And we all will grow, right? So yeah, let's focus on what is the size of this. Oh, I kept this white, so let's make this white as well. This is 18 pixels, so let's proceed forward and make it 18 pixels, right? And this blue, but then let's make it white because others are white too. So yeah, that's pretty much how you do it. But as you can see here, it's like kind of a white thing. I do not know why it's coming up. This white, all of these things, I don't like. So probably what I'm going to do is I want to go to advanced. Okay, I want to go to advanced, and then instead of full border, I'm going to do border top and bottom. And oh, sorry, make this full border. I'm going to go to this section, and then in this section, I'm going to make it border top and bottom. And let's say make it 3 pixels. Right. I think this looks much better. But I'll probably add a darker color too. I think this is fine. But what I want to do here is I want to make sure that I go to the top margin. I want to make sure that this goes -5 on the top. Then as you could see here, it just went up, and then now everything looks as if the image is actually sitting on this thing. So this looks good. This is a good transition, ladies and gentlemen. Here also you have too much of spacing. I do not like it at all. Just want to get rid of that as well. So get rid of all the spacing. Spacing is super important. You need to know where to have it and where not to have it. Both are important. So just making sure that I get all the spacing correct. I don't want to make it like zero. The reason for this, if you make it zero, you'll not be able to, with your cursor, with your mouse, you'll not be able to grab them. So that's fine. I think this is good. This looks good. Everything looks very professional, and very similar to this. Now let's go ahead and proceed and do the next part of it, which is where so again, the reason why I am having this trusted section is because I want to showcase people of the clients that we have worked with, which is what is going to build up the credibility. And when you build up the credibility, people are more likely going to download or get instant access to, because now you have some kind of proof as well, right? So yeah, we'll just proceed forward and we'll just add this as well. Now this is again a super important section. The reason being is that, hey, what are you selling? You're selling that ebook, right? You're selling that proven tactics, that case study, that ebook, right? And you need to show that people what exactly the ebook looks like. You need to show that why they should not miss this out, why this is an important opportunity for them to grasp and download it for absolutely freaking free. And you need to give them a place for them to read all of that with a beautiful graphic. And this is the place to do it, like, okay? Let's proceed forward and let's just add the background first of all. The background is basically an image. The reason why we're doing this because for the simple fact it just looks good, right? I'm going to use this, right, and then I'm going to make it like 100% image. Yep. Cool. Then I want to add this image. As you can see, this is a one row, two column structure. So we have one row and then two column on that. Okay. It should be easy now. And you as a student, if you already watched this video till 40 minutes, you should be able to say it without me having to ask you. Right. So what you do here is you click on this, you click on two column, and then you can add an image in there. Right. And once you add an image, and upload that image, right? That is basically a book. So I'm also showcasing this book, and I'll also tell you the reason why we're designing like this. So first of all, right, this is a book, and then this is a mobile version, right? So we probably want to showcase that, hey, this is a book, but this is converted into a mobile version, and but it also says this is an ebook. So I mean, it's just to showcase people, hey, this has got what? This is not any other PDF on the internet trying to get leads and scamming. This is not that. This is a legit material that we have already, and we're providing it as a PDF, as a online, digitable, downloadable version, as simple as that, right? So let's proceed forward and let's make it a bit bigger because I want to make it bigger. And then again, I want to make sure that I'm getting rid of all the spacing because we do not want spacing. So just getting rid of spacing. Top is fine. Right, again, the first column, we're going to get rid of spacing. Cool. Then again, the two columns, column wise, and then section wise also. Sometimes it behaves a bit jittery, as you saw, but that's fine. Now we want to give them three reasons for that. Now, if you see that, okay, what happened to it? Let me just refresh it. Oh, I was just too zoomed in. Yeah, so as you can see here, these icons are also very nice. This is where, you have an icon, then you have some gradient effect and all of that. So yeah, I mean, if you put in effort to make it look nice, it will look nice, like, okay. And everybody wants to say good and well designed things in life, and people appreciate that. So once you do it, it's going to work out for sure. So now I want to add a headline here. Just want to grab this and then grab a headline in there. As you can see here, even this thing is holding this this CSS is because I have not assigned any heading to it. All H1s are going to take this, but I think we should change that. But let me see how it looks. Okay. Then what we want is we want to have a hero image, sorry, slider image, image feature, Again, the same image feature that we used for this one is going to be used for this one. Okay, and then we will be changing that, but let me just get this straight. This is going to be like 34. Yeah, this looks good. Okay, now I want to have this heading, right? And by the way, if you're thinking who writes all of the headings or the copy, we write it, because there has been times where we were only doing designing, but since as a designer we know what works, what doesn't work, how the layout should be, how the design or the copy should be, how much text should go, where it should go, where it is going to look nice, how it's going to be attractive to people, and all that jazz, right? So on that, a few years back, we started copywriting as well, and an agency in Spain liked it so much that they hired us to write and improve the copy as well. And you know what? Since then, we're writing copy for our clients, and it's just been amazing, right? So yeah, let me grab that, and let me make sure that I have all the icons ready. So this is the strategy icon, and then we will need to have three more sections like this, and then we also need to have a button, right? So it's going to be a lot. Okay, I want to make sure that I add this, and then I add this. Cool, I think this looks good. We're gonna fix the icons too, so don't worry about that. So just duplicate things, right? Once you make, so what we should be doing is you should make the first thing so beautiful, so attractive and finalized, and then just duplicate, duplicate, duplicate. The reason for that is because you already made changes on this, which is CSS, already applied at the back end of the software. So once you duplicate that, all the changes, all the applied changes of margins, colors, fonts, all of it is going to get duplicated. So instead of adding a new element, duplicate the one which you already used, so that you can return its properties. That's how you can make things faster. Okay. I think we got everything done. I'm gonna make sure spacing is right. I'm gonna make sure this is bold, and I want to make sure that the icons get changed. So let's get the icons changed. Yeah, cool. We're getting all the icons changed. Awesome. So we also got done. I want a logo in there. Oh, this button does not have the hover effect. So go to advanced. And then if you come here, you will be able to see something called as button effects. Click on that. And there you will be able to see elevate or hover, second last, right? Click on that. Now what happens in there is if you just hover on this, it's going to work. Now, since I duplicated it before adding the hover effect, this button does not work. So I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to copy this so that it can retain, so I don't have to go back in the advance and then keep making the changes and then come back again. That does too much of work, and you should not be doing too much of work, especially when you're smart and you have experience of building funnels and website for a living, at least, right? So yeah. Oh, one thing I forgot. See, now I have to make changes on every single thing, which is to add this, remove the spacing, man. Oh God, I need to remove the spacing on every single thing now. Anyways, also it has too much of spacing on the top and bottom, guys. Just want to make sure that spacing is taken care of, or even this one as well. 20 pixels, we don't need 20 pixels, just make it 0, because we need to add something more than that, which is, I think this is fine. We need to add like I think this is all good. I'm probably just going to add spacing here. That looks good. Now what I want to do is I want to also have some spacing as the margin of this column, because you see this image and these texts are very close to each other. So I just want to make sure that they have 20 pixel apart. Right now it looks good, but it also adds some spacing to it. So I just want to make sure that all the spacing is gone. So it has 20 pixel of spacing. God. So I just want to take that out. Uh, what else? What else can we do? We need to reduce the spacing a bit. Sorry, the height a bit so that it comes into one line, right? And I think we're all good to go. What we can do extra additional is we can, if you want, we can make it like 5 pixels. And then on the top also we can make it 5 pixels, because at the end of the day we really don't need all of that original. Let's be honest, we don't need that. It's just too much of spacing going on, and let's give the flexibility of others, of other elements, because as you know, when you have multiple columns, right, the highest, the length or the height of the highest column is going to get copied to the other columns as well. So if you have an image that is probably, needs to stick to the bottom, it might not. But instead of having this content spacing center, I'm going to make this right so it always spaces out. So I'll just show it to you. As you can see here, even though I'm adding multiple things, it's always stick to the bottom. That's how you do it. Cool. Anyway, so we got this done, ladies and gentlemen. Now we're going to proceed forward and create this testimonial section, which is a beautiful testimonial section. But first of all, we have to focus on a few things. First, as you can see, it has a beautiful spacing, or I won't say spacing. It's what's that called? Sorry. Um, that's called borders, right? Top and bottom border, right? Beautiful, and then it has this kind of curve nature, right? So we want to focus on that as well. Super important. I like focusing on detail because that's what separates the pros, right? So yeah. And I know you'll also be a pro. You are a pro because you're watching this channel. So make sure you implement it and then you let me know how did it go. Okay. A lot of you don't even tell me how you're doing with your funnels and all, guys. So you have to tell me at least, okay? So I can keep a track of my students who are watching my videos, right? So yeah. Okay, I just want to make sure that there is a 40 pixel gap. Cool. I just shifted that and this looks beautiful. This looks beautiful. I will proceed. This is probably the beautiful landing page or lead generation page that one can dream of. I love this. Now I need to have a testimonial, a customer review section, and then I'm going to have this final call to action section along with a drastically beautiful, attractive image of an ebook and inside a phone or a tab, which basically shows that hey, you can actually see or read through the entire thing in your phone and your on your laptop or even your tablet, right? The visual representation thing. Let's proceed forward and let's get testimonials done. We're going to create a new section in there, which we probably can't. Uh, okay, now this is the problem. I cannot create a new section because I just do not have that spacing and all the images and columns and rows are interfering into this. So I cannot get a hold of that, the plus green. I just got it. But if I was not able to, what I'll need to normally do is I'll go and click on this plus element. As you can see here on the corner, I'll click on this plus element and that will open up all the opportunity for me. Okay, just go back and just come back to refresh that. Okay, now I can add a full width section. Here you go, I added that. Pretty nice, right? So now I want to add a customer reviews. I want to select a subheadline and add that. I think that's done. I'm not sure how much the font was. The font was almost 18. So it always has default of 23. I don't know why. It should have an even. That should look good. But anyways, that's 42 pop-ins. So this is going to be again a headline. So I'm just going to go back, add a headline, and then I want to make it. As you can see here, all of these are getting colors of the CSS because we have not defined the CSS yet. I think it's still fine because it just looks beautiful. So I'll probably just leave it the way it is. Um, I'm not worried about it, honestly. And then I have this 3 column row structure, 1 row, 3 column structure, but I have these 3 beautiful testimonials and I'm just going to show you how to build that. Okay. First of all, to create a 1 row, 3 column structure, which is this 3 column structure. And then let me take myself on the top. Okay, now you're going to focus on every single column. Now, let me get this straight. You do not have to focus on every single column individually. You only have to focus on one column, make it, perfect it, and then duplicate it, right? That's how you're going to save your time. And, time is money. So, yeah, do that. So, first things first, I want to add an image as well. So, I want to add a background here. So, this also has a background image. Sorry, I'm just stammering a bit. This has a background image, right? And it's probably not full center, rather, yeah, it's a full center. Then I'm going to add an image in there. So I'll just make sure that the image is not optimized to load through GoHighLevel, because I always compress my images. So that's there. It's probably too big. So just want to make it 70, probably 90s also looks good. Yeah, that's also fine. Then I'm going to add some text. So let's say paragraph. It's going to be around these texts. And then I'm going to add a client name, client testimonial, which is going to be a subheadline. So yep, just add a subheadline in there, right? And then it's going to be the star reviews. I'm not sure if I have them, so I'll just download them here. That's in WebP format. So just leave the reviews for now, or let me just grab it from somewhere for sure. I'll just do it. It was my mistake. I just stopped the recording and I forgot and I keep training. Okay, it happens. Now what I want to do is I want to create. So if you've already seen through it, make sure you skip to it. If not, then just continue watching it. Okay. So we have created these two sections already. Now I'm going to proceed forward and then create another section here. So I'm just going to click on this one and create a full width section in there. Okay. Now what I want to do here is I want to create these this testimonial section as well as the final call to action. Okay, so I want to click on customer reviews in there. I just want to add that. I'm probably going to add it as a one row column in there. That is going to be a subheadline. So let's just add that as a subheadline. It's already 23. I just want to make sure that that's 18, right? And then proceed forward to add the headline as well, which is basically for the customer reviews, right? So we're adding that headline. As you can see, the headline is having the gradient color because it's still grabbing that color from the CSS we have used, because we have not actually notified which CSS is going to impact, right? So what was that? It was 42 big, 42, yeah. So we'll probably change that. Let's see how it goes. Okay. So now I want to create this beautiful one row, three column structure for testimonials. Now I'll not be creating one after the other. I'm going to create one and then duplicate it so that GoHighLevel can duplicate the entire thing. And then I do not have to work every single time for every single part. Okay. So I'm going to proceed forward and I'm going to click on the column here. The first thing, I'm going to take the first column and then I'm going to add that background image. It's super important because it just makes it look beautiful. The image functionality is nice. Then I'm going to proceed forward to add an advanced section, which is going to be a full or a bottom border. Let's say that's going to be a 3 pixel and that's going to be a very similar color to what it already has, just to give it a bit of weight, and in that case I want to add this photo, this testimonial, and client name, and that's done. Okay, so first things first, let's go proceed forward and add that image. So we got that, added that image here is most likely going to be turned off. Okay, image, let's say, is going to be 80 pixels. Right, let's add that image. Let me take myself bottom. Okay, awesome. We got the guy. We now want a paragraph because I'm just coming along the way, right? So I just want to grab myself on the top right. Okay, now I want a paragraph because I want to add the actual written text of these testimonials, and then I want to have this client name, which is going to be a sub headline most probably, or I can just grab this here and just grab it here like it just got it. Okay, awesome. We got it, and then we're gonna have this image. I don't have that image, so cool, guys. Let me just grab the image. Add an image already, so I already have an image. So I just want to drag that down. Now, since this every image has an ID, so you can literally grab any image. I could have grabbed this image and dragged it down to that, okay? Because I just need to change the URL so that I can have that image in there. Okay, now this has everything that it's supposed to have, but it is not looking the way it's supposed to, and I'm just going to change things. Okay, first of all, the image is kept at full center parallax. We want it full center. That's point number one. Point number two is, let's understand how this is built. Okay, so let's focus on this one. So first things first, it has corner borders. Okay, Then it has a lot of space from the headset, right? So it is there. It has space from the content, main content, to its own place, which has a spacing. It has spacing from client name to its testimonial. So that spacing is there. It also has spacing from that start to its client name and a good spacing from start to the bottom. Okay. So we're going to make sure all of that. It also has spacing on the left and right so that it doesn't touch the borders or the sides or the edges. Okay. So we have to take care of that as well. So let's go ahead. Let's forget the image. Okay. I just want to make sure that this is a 20 pixels. I also want to make sure this is, okay, this is 18 pixels, make it 18, right? And this also has a 20 pixels. Uh, then I want to have, so client name also has a 20 pixels. And then I want to have the star having, 20 pixels. 20 pixels, and at the bottom what I can do here is I can make it, sorry, not that, I want to add a margin to it and make it 40 pixels, right? Now this looks proper. I want to make sure that this is also has a border of 15 pixels. I think that should be good, or even 10 can do the work. I think 10 is good as well. So yeah, we actually got what we wanted, but you can see this is almost touching the borders. We do not want it. So we're going to select that same column and then add internal padding, not external padding, guys, internal padding, so we can have internal buffering. Okay, so that's how you created this. And now I'm just going to duplicate this thing and delete the empty ones. And once I've deleted it, now you can see without too much of effort, but I did it because I used the CSS, which was already working at the back end of this tool. Let's not forget that GoHighLevel is a bunch of CSS, HTML, JavaScript, and a lot of other coding, right? If you understand how this works, then we can really do it. So now I just want to click on the center one and have a 20 pixel external margin so that I can have the spacing. The same goes for the last one as well. I want to have external margin, which is going to be 20 pixel. Okay, awesome. This looks good. Now, the only thing you want to do is want to change that image, which is going to be a client image. If you already have the client testimonials, because it's just a template, then you can also change the testimonials as well, which you of course should, right? So yeah, I think we got done. We got this beautifully done, ladies and gentlemen. Now we are proceeding forward for the last thing, which is going to be the final call to action. The final call to action has a good representation of the actual product, has a final heading, has a subheading, has a final call to action button, also had this trust builder badge. And there you go. That's how you complete the funnel. Let's proceed forward and let's do that. For this, you don't need to create a new section altogether. You can, but you don't need to. You just need to create a two column row. In this two column row, make sure that you have blue effect. For this blue effect, we are not using a monocolor effect. Rather, we are using is a image. The reason for this is very simple, because we want to have that gradient effect. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on, instead of full center parallax, I'm going to make on 100% width, which has a lighter effect on the left hand side and a darker effect on the right hand side, right? Now I'm also going to make sure that this has a full border. The reason for this is very simple, that I want to have it, have a border radius. So once you have a full border, you can give it a border radius, and once you have a border radius, this looks pretty amazing. Right now, I want to make sure that I have an image on the left hand side and have all these text and buttons and images on the right hand side. Okay, so first things first, let's add the image. We got the image done on the left hand side, and then here I want to add, the headline. So I just want to grab this, which is again a headline. I want to add it here. So now if you see, they are having a gradient on the back. This looks so beautiful, no? This looks, every time I, oh wow, this looks like a velvety structure. Look at it, wow. But anyways, okay, the way to get rid of this is very simple. Make it H2 heading, but at the same time, we'll make sure that this, the font details, which is going to be 40 pixels. So I'm going to make sure this is 42, and I also have the bold colors as white and then left on, right? Awesome. Now what I want is I want to have a subheadline with what do we call that, a ticker. And you know the reason why I'm using tick, it's again psychology a bit, right? You might not think it's important, but I do think it's important, that because We want to focus on the smaller details for our clients or any of the product. Even if you sell you a template, we want to make sure it's top notch. Right. Anyways, let's have the colors in there and let's have the icon and make it correct. Right. I think this looks beautiful. Okay. Now I want to make sure that the icons is white, and also instead of making it 23. So if whenever you add like you know a subheadline is going to have to default 23. Then I want to have a button in there. I don't want to create a new button. I already have it. I just want to duplicate it and drag it down. That's how you do it, ladies and gentlemen. You duplicate it, you drag this thing down. Awesome. It has a spacing. Oh, it's on the left line. It's not left line. Now I want to have this trust badge from the top. I want to go on the top, and then I want to duplicate this entire thing. I just want to make sure that this is saved as well. So I just want to drag that thing down. It's automatic now. It's actually not automatic. It's just you just find a loophole into the system and then you keep dragging them down. But yeah, now I want to have this as white and the text color also as white. Okay, and I think now it looks good, but I want to make sure that this is also properly aligned. So first of all, add margin, super important. Add margins to literally everything. This looks spacious enough, but as you can see here, this has a lot of margin at the bottom, which we do not want. Bottoms need not have this much of margin, so I want to make it 0. And then I also want to make this one 0 as well. Okay, and then I also want to make the bottom one 0. Um, okay, that's fine now. Now I want to add an image here, which is going to be the hero image. The hero image is a representation of the actual product in mobile as well as tablet format to give you a visual representation that, hey, there's not going to be a physical book, rather it's going to be a digital book, but you can read it on the go in your favorite device that is comfortable for you, right? That's how you need to do it. Again, you need to make sure that all the spacing at the bottom is removed because you want to show that this is emerging from the border of the this row column. So just want to click on that and I want to get that straight. Awesome. Now what I need to do is we need to show that this is breaking free from that one row two column structure. However, to make it break free, you should have some spacing, which you do not have in this case. So make sure you select the one row two column structure. Make sure you have enough padding on top of it so it can break free like a bird. Right now, click on that element, which is the image element in this case. Now here, click on the margin. Instead of having and giving any kind of positive margin, make sure you add negative margin. Click on minus and then probably just click on 70 for this case. And now as you can see, it's already coming out of the structure. Now what I want to do is I want to make sure that this is like this a bit because you know what, I just want to have some spacing for this. Now these text and image are like too close to each other, so I just want to have some padding in between the columns as well. So I just want to make sure that this is 20. This looks amazing, guys. This looks what I wanted and what I built and exactly the same. Let me just preview it and showcase to you how exactly this looks. But you can also see in a live URL format, right? So now we are previewing and amazing. This looks beautiful. This section again, super important in to showcase why they are missing out, what they are missing out, and what exactly is this form. Then you have some beautiful testimonial. I actually like the gradient colors there. So probably we'll just keep it in that part. It looks, I mean, with the testimonials again, looks beautiful. Then you have the final call to action with all this. Again, looks very beautiful. So that's how we created the entire landing page from scratch, right? Now we are going to create this in the mobile mode in this same video. So make sure that you're continuing to watch the video. It's already an hour, so congrats. Right, the first things first I'm going to do here is very simple. I'm going to duplicate the entire section. So you have not watched my video, you do know that hey, the margins right on the desktop, the margins on the laptops or on mobiles are very different from each other. So what I want to do is I want to create a separate thing so that I can make all the changes the way I want without interfering on any mode, whether it's desktop or on mobile. So I want to click on this image. I want to make sure this image is also Instead of 150, I want to make it 100. And then I want to make sure it's center aligned. Same case, I want to make sure that all the text here is reduced and center aligned. Super important in there. And this again needs to work that way. Instead of 50, I want to make it like 32. And let me see, it looks perfect, it looks beautiful. I want to make this 18, I want to make this 16, I want to make this center line beautiful. I want to give this image this button as well. I want to make this center line, and instead of having the font 20, I want to make this font 16, and that's how it should look. This is again should be center line. The image height width here can be adjusted to the 300 pixels, or probably 200 pixels is also looking good. Spacing in there I believe is totally fine. Now you have this hero image as well at the bottom, which is totally fine. I think it looks pretty fantastic. It has the heading, it has the all the important text, it has the button, it also has the hero image. Again, I just want to make sure that the spacing is not too much because it's 20. I want to make sure this is 10 or probably 0 also. I don't mind it, but that is fine because once you make sure this is on mobile scan, you have to see how much of it is coming above the fold. Super important, super duper important, because that's where people will make decisions, right? Whether we want to proceed forward, scroll, or or not. Okay. So what I want to do here is instead of this 10, I want to make it 0 because I want the bottom image to pop out a bit more. So I just want to make sure that all these are taken care of. I think that's pretty much it. This image is I think is also done. Yeah, I think we are good to go. The zero image looks good. It's kind of sitting on that logo thing, right? On the company logos, right? And the top section looks pretty fantastic. Okay, now this looks good. Now let's proceed and duplicate this entire section, which is the width section. And now I'm going to make sure that the one part of it is actually on mobile, one part of it is actually only on desktop, right? That's how you do it. You proceed forward, you make any changes. Okay. Now, I have seen a lot of GoHighLevel and other builders as well where you just keep logos like this. Now, trust me, guys, this does not look professional and this does not look organized. This does not look like done by a professional web designer who has experience of UX and UI. What you need to do in this case is click on the first column and then go to the bottom section, and then here, so vertical, make this horizontal. Now what it's going to allow here is the more elements you add inside this column, it's going to place it horizontally, right? So I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate it. Oh, I don't want to duplicate it, right? And let's go. Again, as you know, guys, height remains the same, so that's there. I want to reduce the height because we do not have more spacing to it. So instead of 30, I'll just make it 30, and then I'm going to also make it 30 and reduce the size of it, so that it looks organized, right? That's my goal here, right? Again, I'm going to make this horizontal, and then I'm going to take this. I'm going to grab, okay, oh god, okay, grabbed it, awesome. uh I'm not able to grab this. Okay, got it. Okay, now instead of 40, I want to make it like 30. Same goes for this one. Instead of 40, I want to make it like 30, right? The last thing I want to do here is probably I'm just going to leave a loner here, or probably I'm going to add another logo. In this case, I'm going to make it horizontal, and then I'm going to just duplicate this entire thing and also make sure that these are 30, not 40, 30. So that, yeah, oh God. Okay. Now everything looks better, looks organized. So let me just make sure they are all left aligned, so that they just look pretty, and everything just looks pretty awesome. The margin on the left hand side can be like 20 pixels. uh yeah, that's fine. Awesome. Now if you see everything, right, this looks very, very beautiful. It looks everything is aligned compared to what it was, right? So this is the, now you've reduced the spacing, reduced the entire real estate, but still we're able to produce a very, very nice structure. Oh, also this is the subheading is still 18. I want to make sure that this is 16. I think we are all good to go. It is German. Now the second thing here is that book and this thing. So book should always rest on the bottom. So what I want to do here is I want to show you a trick, right? First things first, okay? The book is here. The book needs to be at the bottom. For that, the book needs to be on this side, and these text should be on the right hand side. So first of all, as we do, we'll duplicate this thing, and then we're going to make sure that this is only mobile. However, this thing is also on is only on desktop. But before that, I want to shift this image on this side and this text on this side. So should I be just keep dragging things here and there? No, no, no. We don't do that. Okay. So what we're going to do here is you're going to see here that in this individual columns, it has these up arrows, up and down, move up, move down, right? I'm going to click on this, and within a split second, it's going to do its job. Okay. Now I'm going to click here, and then I'm going to go to advanced, and then make sure that this is only for mobile. Okay, pretty straightforward. Let's go to mobile and see the image is still at the bottom. Looks pretty nice. We definitely make all the changes to all these things. Make sure that this is center line. This is fine. 30 is fine. Probably I just want to make this 20. I think this is fine. Heights are not controlled, so we'll make sure that this is controlled. 40 is like too less. I'll probably make it 60, right? And also make sure the content is centralized. Same goes for this. Oh, sorry, it's not 6, it's not 40, it's 60, guys. Just copy this. Awesome. We already got everything what we wanted. Now this section also looks very beautiful. 3 reasons you can't miss this. Reason 1, reason 2, reason 3. You have a call to action, and then you have the guide. Looks fantastic. Now we're going to proceed forward and then again duplicate the last section. As you know, we're going to make sure that this is on the mobile part and the rest is on the desktop part. Again, guys, here also, as you can see, this has an image on the left hand side, right? So what we probably are going to do here is we're going to shift this entire thing, and the way again to do it is this, right? Super easy to do, right? So go to advanced section, and then we are good. So we're going to go to the mobile part, and then we're going to come in the bottom right, and then now we're going to make all the changes here. Customer reviews is like 18, too much. I want to make it 16. The heading is 42, again too much. I want to make it 32, right? 32 is also too much. I want to make it 28. 20 is perfect. Now, as you can see, these testimonials, they're going to kind of smashing on into each other, which you do not want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the centralized, testimonial, and then add a bit of 20 pixel of padding on top of it. Same, I'm going to click on the last one and then add a 20 pixel, not on padding, sorry, it's margin. So margin is always outside the element, padding is inside the element, right? So if you want to have some spacing in between the element, then I have to add margin. If I want to have spacing inside the element, I want to add padding. Okay, so I mistakenly I say that sometimes, but don't do that. Okay, so here there is 100 pixel of the spacing. I just want to make sure this is 20 because we no more need that. This needs to be center aligned and this needs to be 32, right? I like that. This again needs to be center aligned and needs to be 16, right? I kind of have a thought process that, we can make it 16 and all might be looking good. So yeah, 20, 20, no, 20 not required. 18 is good, right? Oops, 18 is good. This is also 18 is good, right? And then the theme is going to be, going to be central line. Okay, awesome. So we got this done. Again, the image here, right? This image is, as you can see now, this overlapping is because we added negative margins to it. If you remember that, so that negative margin has to be removed, right? So that is taken care of. This image has to be, let's say, 300 pixels or 250 pixels and should always be center aligned, right? And this is now looking good, right? So ladies and gentlemen, that's how you design a complete lead generation landing page in the desktop and laptop. Let me just save that, preview it to you and show it to you, the final outcome of our lead generation premium landing page design on GoHighLevel, right? Let's make sure it's 100. So that's how it looks, ladies and gentlemen. Let me take myself on the top. Hi. So yeah, that's how it looks. Looks super amazing, super attractive. We have followed all the conversion principles that one should. The copy is intact. The image, the hero images looks good. It builds trust. It has credibility. It has everything that a landing page in the lead generation format should have. It has all the trust badges. It has all the trusted client logos. It has all the reasons why you should be buying this, and a beautiful image with a beautiful background out there. It also has amazing client testimonial reviews, looks premium, looks polished, and the final call to action to proceed forward and help you that steps to go ahead and continue in the funnel. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how you do it. Let's proceed forward and then inspect to make sure that we see it in the mobile mode as well. It has iPhone XE, but I'm going to do is I'm going to click on 14 Pro. So this is going to give me dimensions of 14 Pro, which is Apple iPhone 14 Pro, right? So if you can see here, this is how it's going to look. This is what it looks above the fold. I mean, if you had to use this link on your fold, then this is what you're going to see without scrolling an inch, right? So you're going to see the logo, all this text, a trust badge, and also the attractive hero image, everything inside your mobile on above the fold. And then you have this trust badge, this client work, the client logos, again, very organized, very beautifully done. Then you have three reasons, beautifully three reasons. Then you have that image of what you're selling, which is an ebook. And then you have the client testimonials, again, beautifully placed. They are not coming onto each other, rather, they have some beautiful spacing in there. And then you have the final call to action, beautifully done. Everything is center aligned. And then this final product popping up from the bottom with this corners looks perfect, looks beautiful, amazing, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, that's how we did the first part of lead generation. In the second part, I'm going to create the thank you page, which is also the calendar page. I'm going to create a calendar. I'm going to set up the form as well. I'm going to set up an appointment, workflow, and a pipeline as well. There's a lot that we need to learn from Go High Level, and there's a lot that I need to learn and teach you guys. Thank you so much. If you liked it, I'm going to see you soon on the next part. Take care.